Hello everyone. Okay, so as we have done the MCQ session of class 8, chapter number 3, ruling the countryside, so we headed towards the fourth chapter of our class 8 history book, that is tribals, Dikus, and the vision of a golden age. So let me introduce this chapter with a short introduction. Okay, so basically in this chapter the main topic comes is Birsa Munda, who was the very famous tribal leader during 19th century, and also only in 19th century. And here's a vision of golden age. In this chapter, golden age referred to as Satyug. Okay, Satyug, we know that in which yug Ramji used to live. The Satyug means the age of truth. Okay, so tribals, Dikus, and the vision of the golden age. I explained you the tribals. Tribals were the people who lived in the forests at that time, and they don't have any interaction with the outer world of the forest. They totally depend on the forests. They eat from forests, they live under forests. The whole thing from all of their needs were catered only from the forests. Okay, and now the term comes Dikus. Dikus in this chapter is referred to the foreigners. In the tribal language, meaning of Dikus is the foreigners, the outsiders. Okay, so I have explained you the meaning of this chapter's heading, and this chapter is all about these three terms. And in this video, I am going to tell you about Birsa Munda. We are going to cover the main topic of this chapter in this video, because in the beginning of this chapter there are two paragraphs which are telling about Birsa Munda, and at the end of this chapter here we are gonna get a full-fledged explanation, full-fledged knowledge about Birsa Munda of around 1.5 pages. Okay, so we are gonna cover this whole page in this video plus the beginning two paragraphs. I know this is going to be a little longer, but we will be clear about him, and at the end we won't get any need of studying the last paragraph again. So let's begin. So in the first two paragraphs, it is told that a vision. It is the explanation of a picture. It's a composition of a picture. Composition is written in the first paragraph, that in 1895 a person named Birsa was seen roaming the forests and villages of Chota Nagpur in Bihar. So basically, in 1895, Birsa Munda was found in the forests and the villages of Chota Nagpur. Chota Nagpur is a place in Bihar where he was found as roaming and wandering about in the forests and the villages. Okay, and what are the thoughts about other people's for himself, and what are his own conceptions about himself? Okay, so other people's thoughts about him was that he can cure any disease. He can cure any disease. He can cure each and every kind of disease. That was a conception of other people's. That was a belief of other people's on Birsa Munda. Second belief was that that person means Birsa Munda can multiply grains. Okay. First comes cure all diseases. Second comes multiply grains. Okay. Now, what were the conceptions of Birsa about himself? The conceptions were that he is appointed by God for freeing his own people from Dikus, means from foreigners. That he told other people that I am appointed by God and I am here to free you people from the foreigners and the Europeans who are interrupting your lifestyles and else. He told about himself to the tribal people. Now, here the second paragraph comes that Birsa belonged to a tribal group of Chota Nagpur named Mundas. Okay, Mundas, tribal group of Chota Nagpur. So Birsa belonged from which group, which tribe? Mundas tribe. And his followers were not only in Mundas tribe, his followers were also in Santhals and Orans. Now, in both of these paragraphs, this is end, and now we are going to the last topic. And if you think that it is going to be a little messed up, then I'm telling you it won't be, because of that in this whole chapter anything related to Birsa Munda is not mentioned in the meanwhile of this chapter, but it's only about Birsa Munda we will only get to know in the first page and the last page. Now, here comes whole history of Birsa Munda. So the first thing is here that Birsa Munda's birth year. So his birth year was mid 1780s. Okay, mid 1870s. His birth year was mid 1870s. Remember. Now, second thing comes that he grew up in which forest? Name the forest in which Birsa Munda grew up, or he grew, or he got elder in which forest? He got elder in Bohanda forest. Here it is. Let me show you the term. Sorry, it's not Bohanda, it's Bohonda. Here, it's Bohonda forest. Okay, so Bohonda forest में बिरसा मुंडा रहते थे. In Bohonda forest, बिरसा मुंडा की उनकी परवरिश किधर हुई? बोहोंडा फॉरेस्ट में. Second thing comes that what activities he used to do in his childhood, when he was growing up. At that time, what activities he used to do? He used to play flute, grazing sheeps, dancing in local akharas. So akhara is just a place where people gathered around the akhara, and the performers used to do something in the mid of the akhara. Okay. Okay. So, akhara, I hope you are clear with this term, akhara. So, he used to dance in the local akharas. Local means the tribal people's akharas. They used to perform, they used to play festivals there. So, at that place, he used to dance. Birsa Munda used to dance, graze sheep, and play flute. Okay. These were the three activities of Birsa Munda. Now, here, and another term comes, that is Sardars. Okay, here it comes, Sardars. So who were Sardars? Sardars were just very simple. Sardars were the leaders. He were the leaders. These are the people, and Sardars were the leaders of the of any tribal community. Of one tribal community, there was a leader always. Remember. So these leaders were known as Sardars. Now, here the third thing, the last sentence of this line, they saw themselves as the descendants of the original settlers of the region fighting for their land, mulk ki ladai, reminding people of the need to win back their kingdom. So basically, Birsa Munda's aim was to remind people that it's their own fight. They have to fight their own war. This is their own war, and they have to struggle for the freedom. They have to do it for their country or for their tribe community. So that is why here it is mentioned, mulk ki ladai means, mulk means country or a place where you live, or any, mulk, basically a desh or a country. Okay, and ki ladai means fight. Okay, now this was his aim. Now we are moving to the second paragraph. Here it's just telling about that Birsa once went to local missionary school. Okay, so it's just a very short thing that what he observed in the local missionary school, that he heard that Munda's that the Christian missionaries were saying, the teachers were saying that Mundas can attain the kingdom of heaven if they convert themselves into Christians and gave up their bad practices. Means it was very disrespectful for Munda's tribe, and also as well as Birsa Munda also, because the Christian missionaries, the Christian teachers were telling their students that, listen, that Mundas can attain the kingdom of heaven, means can enhance their living conditions, they can have a good lifestyle, but only if they convert themselves into Christians. Means racist of religion. Second, it also mentioned gave up their bad practices. Means whatever rituals, whatever respected and whatever descendant rituals Mundas were used to play, those rituals are considered as bad practices here, and that was very disrespectful for him and Munda's tribe also. So this was it. And the second thing comes that after Birsa went to got to a lot of places, like he also went to the Vaishnavas. Who were Vaishnavas? Here the term is worshippers of Vishnu. So worshippers of Vishnu means Vishnu Bhagwan, Vishnu Lord, the one who worshipped for Vishnu Lord, that were known as Vaishnav. Okay. He went to a lot of gurus and a lot of persons who have attained so much in their life of different religions. And after watching this all, after observing this much, after attaining a lot of knowledge, Birsa realized that he deeply influenced by many of the ideas, and he realized that they have to do nothing. They have to fight for their themselves, for their lands, for their lifestyles, and they have to just give up a few practices such as liquor drinking, cleaning their villages, and stop believing in witchcraft and sorcery. Okay, he told about that they should give up liquor drinking, then cleaning their villages, and stop believing in witchcraft and sorcery. So basically, sorcery means that the sorcery basically means black magic. Okay, so tribal people used to believe in witchcraft, means jadugar, jadugarni, in such things. Plus sorcery means tona totka or black magic, kala jadoo, such things. So they used to believe in such things, and Birsa Munda urged themselves to not to believe in it. And he also told them not to clean their villages. That was some way not appropriate, but it was also an appropriate thing in other ways also. So that is why he told. And then liquor drinking means tea drinking or any kind of liquor things to drink. So such way he wanted them, or he wanted all the tribals to give up these things. Now in 1895, Birsa Munda talked with his people about the Golden Age. Golden Age, I already told you about that, the age of Satyug or the age of truth. So, in the Golden Age, tribals were having a really very good life, a really very luxurious and a very, uh, amazing life they were living, and their living standards, they are living with their dignity, they were living with their all the requirements they want. So that time period is called Golden Age for tribals, because at that time tribals were having really very luxurious life, and golden is related to luxurious ones. So that is why. Okay, now the thing is that Birsa got arrested, okay, when in 1895. In which year Birsa got arrested by Britishers? In 1895. Okay, in 1895, he got arrested because he told people, he urged people to raise a movement, and he did raise a movement against the Britishers and the Dikus, means foreigners. And that is why all the Britishers got a little, they became a little insecure, because they knew that if this movement will raise higher and higher, that will definitely cause a disadvantage for them. So that is why they arrested Birsa in 1895. Plus, he was arrested at that time only for 2 years. And when he came out of this thing, when he came out of the jail, then he traveled in 1897. Now, thing comes that in 1897, he came out of the jail, and he realized that he should travel villages and gather people to to fight against the Dikus and the Europeans. He mentioned a term here for the Dikus and the Europeans, that is Ravanas. Okay, here the term is Ravanas, Dikus and the Europeans. Ravan, we know, Ramji, Ravan, such things we know. So Ravanas, that is why he called those Dikus and the Europeans as Ravanas, and he urged people to destroy these peoples and finish these peoples. Plus, they should establish a kingdom under Birsa Munda. He urged this thing in 1897 in different villages of Munda tribes. Okay, so here the thing is that here is a paragraph, and this paragraph is really very important. This 4-line paragraph, that the land policies of British were destroying their traditional land system, Hindu landlords and moneylenders were taking over their land, and missionaries were criticizing their traditional culture. So basically, that the land policies of British were destroying the traditional land system. So lot of people, British, the land law means the tribals have had issues from a lot of people, such as the British were destroying their traditional land system. Plus, Hindu landlords, what Hindu landlords and moneylenders were doing, they were taking over their land. And missionaries also criticized their traditional culture. So this all things just piled up on the heads of Mundas, and they got burst in fire, and they urged the government to establish a Birsa Raj. They all of them, a huge movement raised, and it was people urged for the Birsa Raj. Tribal people urged for the Birsa Raj, and the symbol of Birsa Raj was a white flag. Important one, the symbol of Birsa Raj was white flag. Remember, like India has the symbol as tricolored flag, in the same way white flag. Now the thing is that in 1900 Birsa died of cholera. So we know that when Birsa got birth, he got birth in mid 1870s, and when he got died in 1900s. In 1900, yes. In 1900 he got died, and in mid 1870s he got born. He got birth. So, for what reason he died of? He died of cholera. Cholera at that time, the health system was not that established. That is why nobody could cure his disease, and because of cholera, he died in 1900, and the whole movement just faded. But after this fading of this whole movement, the two reasons means the two effects. This significant movement has helped them has affected the government, affected the people in two ways. That first is it forced the colonial government to introduce laws so that the land of tribals could not be easily taken over by Dikus. Means it forced the government to, that government has to introduce some laws for tribals, otherwise they are not going to keep their mouths shut, and they are going to raise their voice against this. So the first thing was this, that the government has also to put attention, give attention over tribal people. Second thing was that it showed once again that the tribal people had the capacity to protest against injustice and express their anger against colonial rule. They did this in their own specific way, inventing their own rituals and symbols of struggle. It all means, in the second way, it showed that tribal people had the capacity to protest against injustice. Means it also enhanced the dignity of, it raised the dignity of tribal people, that no one can say anything to them and they will just listen to that and keep their mouth shut. They are gonna reply back. They will tell them that you should not have spoken to me like this. Okay, so this was whole chapter about not the whole chapter, means if this was whole topic of Birsa Munda. And in the next video we are gonna learn, we are gonna put attention, we're gonna take other topics. Means we're gonna begin from which topic? The topic is, just a second, yes, we're gonna begin from the topic, how did tribal groups live, and a little portion of this page, of the first page. Okay, so this is end. If you have any doubts, any clears, any queries, then please comment down in the comment section. And if you have anything, then you can, if you have any reviews also, then you can also put that in the comment section. And that's it for today, and tomorrow we are gonna start from the next video, next part of this chapter. So bye.